What is up, YouTubers, gamers, and hobbyists? Welcome to On the Bench. Repeat. Now I know what you're going to say. I thought you said the last one was the last bench for this year. I thought you were going to do On the Beaches now. Yes, and I am. However, one, it's late at night. I kind of don't want to do On the Beaches at night time. I'd rather do in the daytime with the sun coming through the window. Although it has been nice and sunny today, it just doesn't feel right now. And plus, I'm also trying out a new method of recording my voice on the videos, so I don't have to I'm not have to be tied to the lapel mic. So my microphone's got many different options, so I'm just trying to utilize one such option. I haven't prepared very well for this, but I figure because I'm going to be doing some new stuff in the near future, and I've got to get this tutorial of that night done. I know that, but I've got to get a lot of these other miniatures off my bench that I've been doing for a while now, and I just thought, well, this is going to be a good chance to get an hour of trying to get a bit of paint or something on each of the models, even if it's just a bit of primer, you know. So I thought, yeah, stuff it. What the heck? That's what we're going to do. So, without further ado, I've got my paint rack, whatever you call it, trolley thing there. I told you I wasn't very prepared for this, didn't I? So, yeah, let's go. Grab your glues, brushes, paints, models, whatever you need, because this is the video you put on in the background whilst you do your hobby or painting, whatever it is, building. Or just want to try and get to sleep. Well, this will be a video for that. You're insomniacs out there. So, yeah, I'm going to head to the bench and start getting some paint going. Okay, so first off, I think I want to work on this miniature, as in base. So I am thinking some kind of light, like a Zandri dust type thing. So I'm going to shake, do it by hand. I won't always use the electronic paint shaker. Probably even go so far as to use my wet palette here. Still quite wet, still quite damp, still a little bit wet, so that's okay, so that's cool. So, put some on here. Zandri dust, because I always use too much paint, you see, and that's way too much there. I see that. But there you go, that's me all over. So, I'm going to have to make it a mission to try and find something else I can use Zandri dust on. That comes out quite nice on a wet palette. I have to say, yeah, it's quite nice. Oh, it's been a while. Might have to see if I can do some like leather strap type things instead for a bit. Right, I need a brush. What we got here? Our base brush. Well, ironically, I'm using it on a base, so there we go. Now this is like a sort of pirate, lady, captain, what have you. This is quite watery, but the thing is, this isn't going to be the colour for the base. I'm going to put sand on it when this is dry. Bit of glue, a bit of sand. But this will be my paint for this model. Just so that, you know, if the sand drops off, if the sand should drop off anywhere, it won't look stark contrast with like a black gap. Like I like to paint bases green if I'm using grass or grass tufts, that kind of thing. So there you go. All that paint left over. Well, not a great start. But done that. That's cool. That's one miniature with some paint on it. Right. And already stressed because I used too much paint there. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. Hope you've got something to have beverage. Got mine in my Jaws mug. It's actually Friday today, you know, which is good because it means I've got the whole weekend ahead of me yet. Oh, whew. I've broken up chest of drawers. I broke one up back along. I had two, one either side of the bed. They were old from my old life and that, so I needed to get rid of them. So I did. I got rid of one. Broke it up into smaller, manageable pieces. Done that. I'm going to do the same with the other one. So that'll be gone. And that'll be good. Right. Djinn. I've got a Djinn, folks. I've got a Djinn. I think I'd like for him to have grey primer. I am going to use my electronic paint shaker for this because it gets so chalky, you know. It gets so chalky, it gets bubbly. Greys are renowned for being bubbly. Actually, I'm just going to take the lid off of this. Grab the what was I going to say, the model. Oop. So I'm trying to get some blue tack off of an old base that I don't need anymore. Alright, so put some blue tack on here. Put my Djinn on it, which is on a 2p piece. Now I can apply the primer straight from the pot here. Do you want to zoom in a bit? Yeah. And you'll probably see what I mean. You see this go on here. Bubble galore. It's Bubble City. This is going straight from the pot because this is a Vallejo primer. It's an airbrush primer, so it's pretty thin, so you do not need to thin it down, hence not putting it on a wet palette. Best thing to do in this scenario here is to get the paint on, work the bubbles out later. Just get the paint on, splash it all over. The old Brute 33. I think I'm probably the only one old enough to remember that. You have Henry Cooper. I think it was Henry Cooper did that. Or he did for a while. I'm pretty sure he did. Right, so I'm priming this dude in light grey, or grey, which is quite light actually. Actually, light grey is darker than grey in the Vallejo paint range. I don't know why, but it is. Yeah, because I want to do this dude in contrast and speed paints, because he's a Djinn. He's not going to be like it'll be like a boss and a level boss kind of monster, if anything. And you know, I just want him to play us. I mean, I want him to be good, but as best as you can with that sort of speedy paint effect because I don't want to spend loads of time on him, but I want him to look fairly decent. And I'm in the midst of a basic tutorial, which is kind of frustrating because I want to do higher quality, but I want to get this basic tutorial out as well. Yeah. So I'm not going to sweat it too much. Yeah, there are bubbles everywhere. I'm just trying to brush the bubbles out at this stage. And of course he's coming off the blue tack. How irritating. Well, I think he's there pretty much. Yeah, I want to be quite like someone to be quite bright as well. So that's two models that's had some form of paint on. I just might get them all to have some paint on them, if at all possible, or have something done to them. Right, who's going to be next on my list? Let's move this palette over here. Let's move my wet palette out of the way slightly. Now, really could do with a couple more holders for the miniatures. That's okay, that's okay. I think I should start with the cut pass that's on this holder. Just wash this brush off. I've got to go through all my brushes and all my paints at some point, but it's such a mammoth task. I'm kind of putting it off for as long as possible. It's going to take me ages to do that sort of thing. Alright, I'm just going to go and find some holders. Sorry, folks. Oh, a few holders. There we go. Better than nothing. It is nice not to be tied to the microphone, but it's just a question of whether I like the tone or the sound. Right. Trying to stop myself from sneezing at the moment. Not an easy task. I sneeze. I absolutely hate sneezing. I sneezed so much the other day I had a nosebleed. Yeah, I sneeze. When I say I sneeze a lot, I sneeze a lot. And I don't know why. Right. So cut pass. Okay. What can I do on here? Well, I think I'd quite like to do his inner jacket, sort of like an off-white. So what I'm going to do is on my wet palette here. Well, you can't tell. I could show you, but it's not a tutorial, so I'll just tell you. I'm just putting a blob of two thin coats, Duncan Rhodes painting series, White Star. And what I'm going to do is mix in a little bit of the paint I was using just now, Xandri Dust. And that will give me a nice bit of off-white going on here. Right, so that's good. That's good. That's perfect, actually. I don't want to start quite, because he's going to be quite dirty anyway. Whether his tunic, you know, whether you could say, well, it's meant to be white, but it's just got dirty over time. Possibly. Possibly indeed. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit silent when it comes to having to concentrate. Some stronger glasses. Pop them on. Very intense work here. So, yeah. So how's your week's been? Personally, I couldn't wait for the weekend to come. Friday could not come quick enough for me. Yeah, looking good. Perfect. Yeah, I do like that. That's good. Yeah, that is good. So he's now got some paint on him. So far, 3 miniatures with some paint, some form of paint on them. That is good. Looking good. Okay, so for our next trick, to pop one of these, just one of these miniatures here, onto one of my lids, which I use. Well, this guy, he's got sort of a bronze shield on his back. I think the next step, cloak, and maybe Zandri Dust cloak. I said I was going to try and utilise the paint that I had because, you know, although it's a wet palette, it is too much, you know. So, this chap's cloak. So I'm going to use Army Painter detail brush for this. Yeah. A lot of these are going to be just bit parts in my movie. When I say my movie, I mean my role-playing campaign, of course. But once they're done, I can use them in all sorts of encounters. And this chap seems slightly older to me. Could he be a brigand? Yeah, he could. Could he be a thief? Yeah, he could. Could be many things. That's the beauty of some of these miniatures. They could be a multitude of things. Whereas a lot of miniatures in the old days, they were clearly one thing or the other, you know. a barbarian with his bare chest and no big muscles and blah blah blah. That doesn't always follow these days. This guy could be a barbarian. Just an older, wiser one. Yep. So my week's been fairly okay, I suppose. Like I said, I can't wait. I always can't wait to get to the end of the week. That's just me. Another week close to retirement, folks. Hoping one day it will happen, though. Be nice. Yeah, it's good thinking, I think, using Xandri dust on this. Another one that's coming off the base. That's the only problem with metal bases I've discovered. They're so weighty, they fall off the base if you blue tack them on. I suppose I could super glue them on and just pull them off after, but... Right, so that's him done with that one. That's good. Good to get his cloak out there. Right, so that'll be 4 miniatures with paint on them. And that's good. I'm going to have another sip of coffee, by the way, whilst I bring this one in. I need to think about what I'm going to put on him. What colour, what paint, what am I going to do? Inject some thoughts my way, guys. I'm wondering what I should do with the base, actually. Does look like a good idea. Or the fur on the back of him. If I was doing fur, how do I begin? Just taking my browns out a minute, guys. Wildwood. Deed. Sorry, you might hear me mumbling a bit. Just repeating. Monster brown. Wildwood. I don't know. Cobalt scale. What I'm doing, guys, is looking through my box of brown paints. Jaundice. No, I don't know. Jaundice. Tanned leather. No. Charred brown. Yeah, I think I'm going to use charred brown. Charred brown. Indeed, right, this is definitely going on the electric paint shaker. Because it doesn't look like it's been used in an age. And it says to shake well. So that, hopefully, is what I've done. Yeah, shake well. Right, so we want a bit of that on here. Okay. It's a very dark brown, very dark brown. So I'll have a look. See exactly how far it comes down, right? And it seems to come down quite far. This technique of just get a bit of paint on each model on the desk is one I like. You know, it's one I do like and enjoy. You don't feel committed to it as such, then it's going to be complete opposites when I do some non-metallic metals, though, because I'm just going to be sticking with the same model, going over and over. No, it takes a long time to do non-metallic metal to, you know, it's silver or gold, but to do it to a standard I like, it takes a long time. Not the sort of technique I would use on big armies, because it just takes too long. Yes, so I think we're in for some good weather now for a bit, folks. I really do. That's what everyone's saying. That makes me quite happy. See, although I used like contrast paint for his skin, I'm doing the fur more old school. So, you know, they've all got their place, you know, these things. Yeah, looking good, looking good. Just gonna get in all the cracks. This is why I don't like painting at night, because light isn't as good as during the day, and on the beaches will be easier because of the natural light involved. But like I say, I needed to get another one out. I needed to get some more work done on all the models on my bench, because there's work I need to do, other videos I need the desk for, really. So not sure whether this is part of his cloak as well or not, but I'm painting it as if it was anyway. So if it's not, meh, sue me. Sometimes it's not abundantly clear, is it? Right, I'm going to say that's him done for a base coat on his fur. That ain't bad. It's not bad at all. Okay. Time are we at here? Half an hour in already. I'm not going to get them all done, folks. Sorry. Oh, that's a shame. I'll come to this guy here. Easy. Gonna put a blue wash on him. Right, so washes and glazes. Drakenhof Nightshade. Okay. Drakenhof Nightshade from the pot. This is going on his robes. It's times like this when I can see why Mini Wargaming used to refer to this as liquid talent. So my wife's downstairs watching watching something, movie or something, with the cat. He was sat on her lap when I left to come up here. But I thought ideal chance to get another video in. Got to grab every moment you can when they arise. You see. There we go. There. There we go, looking good. There. I'm rather pleased with that. That's another one. Another one bears the dust. While I've got the Drakenhof Nightshade out, I'm going to put some on this like pirate's leggings here. She's got blue leggings, so I'm giving her some Drakenhof Nightshade to go over the top of that. I think it really enhances the blue a lot of the time, anyway. Sea travel worn leggings. They're quite scruffy, almost jean-like, denim-like, you know what I mean? This was an easy win, getting this done on here. Alright, so that's another one down. Wash the brush out. Pop them away. What can I do next? What can I do next? Some green pants, couldn't I? I could do this chap here. I mean, I don't know. If I give him green, colour green would I go for? Castellan green. Yeah, why not? Castellan green. I'm going to use some of that. Tiny speck of water here. Okay, so painting his pants, or his trousers as we say in England, green. Every little bit of paint helps, you know. It's another part you won't have to do again. Excellent. Tim. Good. Anybody else want some Castellan green anywhere? Yeah, we'll make his this guy's shirt, Castellan green, shall we? These are all metal miniatures, you know. I love painting metal miniatures, I really do. I like putting together plastic miniatures though, as long as they're good quality ones. I'm not a fan of cheapy plastic ones. Well, sometimes they're not necessarily cheap, they just don't go together well. For me, they have to be quite easy to put together. Instructions quite clear and concise. Because as soon as you start struggling to do that, it takes the enjoyment right out of it for me. And I'm like, meh. Happened to me years ago with Bolt Action. I got disillusioned with the plastic miniatures. I just didn't like the way they went together. Especially trying to get them to hold their guns and whatnot. So I would end up buying metal miniatures. Okay. Anybody else? Castellan green. Oh, yes. He looks okay. This is a ranger type dude. I figure he could go with a Castellan green cloak. And this dude's not even on a holder, I just realised. Castellan green is quite a good rangery colour, I think, though. Let's get some more on there. It's awkward because he's not on a holder. Should have put him on a holder. That'll look fantastic once the wash goes on it. This dude is supposed to be carrying a bow, but it's snapped off, so now it looks like he's carrying a stick or something. But I want to see if I can find a bow I can fix it with. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm done. What time are we at here? 40 something minutes. I can't move the microphone like I can when I've got the PAL mic in, which is one downside, I suppose, but you can't win more. Ooh, right, let's have a look at this chap. We'll go with black leggings. Black, right. Put these greens away. Need some black. Okay, move back, move back. Abaddon black. Sorry, it's gonna have to be mixed. There we go. Let's put some on my palette a minute. Okay. Sorry, I'm being a bit quiet because concentrating here. I don't know if you can hear the seagulls. This dude is more like a pirate captain of some sort. Or like an ex-naval officer that's gone a rogue. Become a pirate. Definitely got piratey elements to him. Yeah. That's him. Right, okay. So I've got paint on quite a few thus far. I'll tell you what we could do is we could do the bases on these few I've done here. We'll put some Agrax Earthshade onto there. Base. How's that? How is that? Agrax Earthshade. Right. Agrax Earthshade. Where art thou? This won't take long. Straight from the pot. Lovely jubbly. You use this brush. Quite a big one. Take even less time then. That's done. That one done. Flying. We're flying. Go. Wow, really doing it good now. Fantastic. Loving this. Yeah, it's a stage, it's a paint. And he's got like some sort of yellow feathering on top of his helmet. That can have a bit of Agrax Earthshade on as well. That his whole helmet can. In fact, the rest of him, actually the whole miniature. So it doesn't matter about its legs and whatnot, because I'll be painting over some of them. Just picking out things like straps, leather straps, whatnot. Right. Once the bases look a bit more like it, you know, it's amazing how far on it makes the miniature seem like you've done. Okay. And another. One more here. Oh, I don't know about that. That might be grass. Yeah, that might be grass, that one. Actually, I'm still going to pop bit of Agrax Earthshade on it though. Darken it down a bit. Yeah, there we go. That's it. And I've got 2 left. What time have I got left here? I think that says 55. Well, I can do it because I'll be doing some editing anyway. So I've had quite a good. I'll use this last bit to yeah, do a bit of extra basing, I think. Earth texture. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. Just wash this brush out. I'll tell you about. I've had some success with hobby stuff this week. In that I've been, as you know, or some of you will know, I've been collecting Lord of the Rings, the Agostini's, you know, the tabletop strategy game. Remember the magazine that came out years and years ago? Long time ago it was, when the Lord of the Rings and that first came out. And, yeah. So I'm trying to collect them because I want to do a video series on them. You know, I just decided, you know what, I want to do a video series on them. Because, I don't know, it feels good. Da, 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 da. Yeah, it's got to work out what format, how. I might do a pilot video on the series just to see how it's received. Not that that's going to stop me doing it, but I'm just curious, you know. This will be all these miniatures then. With some sort of work done to them. That'll be good. Yeah. There. Put that one there then. Right. Gonna clean this up. Awesome. Clean as you go, folks. Do as I say, not as I do. Right. 58 minutes. I'm sure that says 58 minutes. I'm going to chance that it says 58 minutes. And I'm going to cut back to... Okay, so what a session. Got paint or some form of work done on all the models on the bench in that section. This chappie arrived in the week, brand new metal miniature. I don't actually know whether I'm going to be doing any work on him yet or not. I don't think so. So I'll pop him to one side, do the sensible thing, Pete, clearing the bench. That's what I like to see. And that way, I will literally have room to do some unboxings and other stuff. And the magazine videos, I can't wait to get going with them, because I've got I think it's the first 5 or 6 in succession, so I can get them out. Yeah, and the first one's going to be really important too, because of what came with the first magazine in the Lord of the Rings. Apparently it came with a sprue of goblins, but can you find that anywhere? Can you find a brand new unopened issue 1? No, well, I can't anyway. Excuse me. Whoa. I'm sure they exist, but damn, if you can find it, well done. Well done. Okay, I'm going to call it a day there. Thanks ever so much for watching this. Please do give these videos a thumbs up if you enjoy them. If you don't, just give them a thumbs down. No big deal. But you know, give it one or the other. I would appreciate that, folks. I really would. One or the other. Okay, pop the lid on my wet palette. Pack some paints away. Brown goes in the brown. White goes in the black and whites. And we're good. All good. Right, thank you again. Don't forget a thumbs up. Let me know what you're working on. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I'll see you on another video. Bye for now, folks. Bye bye.